All right, back out here in the garage again. It is almost 4 o'clock, Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everybody. Spent a few hours dinking around out here today. On this side of the tractor, got the alternator rehung. It's not completely done. It's not tight, whatever. Still got it. I suppose I could put that belt back on and get that lined up and tightened down, and then that would be done. That'd be a quick, easy job for later. But over here on this side, you can see I got the side plate back on the motor. I did go through and hopefully I used the right feeler gauges, but I did get out my feeler gauges and set all the valves while the plate was off, so I get in there and roll the crank, because with no head on the water pump, and I may put that wire under that, I don't know. With no head on the water pump, I can't put the fan blade on, or fan belt back on, so that I can roll the motor with the fan. So I rolled it by hand, got the plate back on, ran into a little bit of difficulty. First of all, this thing here was the crankcase breather tube was turned and it was hitting the water pump, so it wouldn't let this end of the plate go all the way on, and then the bolt holes for these two studs were considerably undersized compared to the rest of the plate, and I'm not sure they're in exactly the right spot, because this plate with this cover is not for an engine this new. It's actually got an extra, and who knows, I might have drilled those holes, hard telling. It's got an extra spot here for a bolt that would have been in there, and on the engine that this would have been on, this is, I think this is the hole where the oil pressure line would have, oil pressure gauge would have picked up the pressure. On the earlier engines, they didn't have the center main bearing. They had a, well, the R's didn't have anything, and then the red nose Z's had, they called it an oil ring. It was kind of a bearing, but it had, they pressure fed oil into it. Anyway, with the newer ZA, ZBs, 206s, they actually started pulling oil pressure right off the oil pump. That line's laying over there. But anyway, so that's, I finally got that on. I don't have all the nuts and stuff on. I'm kind of pushed for time. And I don't have enough of the correct star washers, but while I had the plate off, I did go ahead, and this is an open hole into the crankcase, as is this. I did go ahead and because I used to have bolts through them. When they added the center main bearing, with the way that's all, it doesn't have the web through the center of the crankcase, so there's no need for that. So I went ahead and tapped these out for 13, I think, 1/2 inch coarse thread. I'll get some 1/2 inch stubby bolts. Might even stubby them up even shorter, just so they don't protrude into the crankcase very far, but the shortest 1/2 inch bolt I can get, and make it, you know, just enough, smear a little RTV on it just to plug those. But making progress. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Gotta go get cleaned up, get church tonight, this early afternoon or late afternoon, whatever. I'm going to the 5 o'clock mass. Got to usher because there's no incense, so I'm skipping the incense. That happens at 9, and then tomorrow. So I don't know what the family wants to do after church, but I might come back out and finish putting. This is the style of serrated lock washer it should have. My local hardware store didn't have enough of those, so I bought some of these. Side by side comparison, internal and external serrations. I don't know that's going to make a whole difference, but I got a whole bunch of nuts I got to get cleaned up, so I can get those on that side plate, get that side plate finished up, and then if I do come out and work tonight, I'll do that. And then I'm also going to pull the head off get a coat of copper coat gasket compound on those head gaskets, and get to actually get the head on there, and maybe get the head torqued down tonight. I want to get all that done, then all those tools and stuff can go away. And then I still have to, that'll probably be a stopping point with the holiday, because I still need 4 of these studs for manifold gaskets, or for the manifolds, which I do not have. And then I still got to figure out how to make that intake work with that exhaust, with the different heights and the clamp steps. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Christmas Eve. Well, like I said, everybody have a Merry Christmas, and I'll be back.